Why is there crap stuck to the front of my journal? I need a baby wipe ASAP. Hey guys, it's Beck here at Sassy Pigeon HQ and welcome to another video. I haven't made any videos or anything for the past few months, so it's nice to be back and getting into it again. This is my calendar spread for last month and now I'm going to start preparing for August. I've really changed how I set up my journal for this half of the year, which I'll explain later. So I don't really need a lot of stickers for this setup. I'm just using some of these stickers that I've got from Planning with Kay. They're just bits of things that all kind of go together. I'm not sure which bits I'll use and which bits I won't, but let's get into it. I'm going to go in first with this header sticker from the Jars, Stars and Fireflies sticker kit from Planning with Kay. I've got to stick it as close to the top of the page as I can because I don't have very much room for the days of the week that are going to go through the center there. The calendar sticker is a printable you can get from Planning with Kay as well. And they also come with a little strip of days of the week, which you'll see me stick across the top in a second. I lost the sheet that the July sticker came from on the other page. I searched and searched. I know it's here somewhere, but I cannot put my fingers on it. So I just found the nearest match that I could to that one. I'll just talk about my new way of setting up for a second. I don't know if I like it enough to keep it, but we will see. I can always go back to how I used to do it. But because I wasn't using my journal very much and I needed my setups to be faster, instead of doing a future log and then calendars at the start of every month in my setups, I've just put all the calendars like this at the front of the journal. So now my future log and my actual calendars are the one thing. I was originally going to make the inside similar to Hobonichi, where you've got all of your calendars at the start, then all of your weekly spreads, and then all of your daily spreads, or just space for me to do whatever. But I changed my mind on that plan as well. So I've just gone with my monthly spreads at the start, and then I've started putting in my weekly spreads. And if I want to put in a self-care bingo or something like that, I'll try to put them in with those weeklies. And then I'll also put my memories in amongst those weeklies too. I feel like I'm not going to enjoy that as much as just having all the months blocked together. So this may change very soon, but that's okay. I also only kept 2 spreads free at the start of this journal. And normally I would keep a lot more free for, content, consumption, things I want to check out, all of those kinds of things you'd put in the start of a new journal. But I just don't feel like I need it. I end up not coming back to some of those pages a lot and I'm just refining what I need from a journal. Back to the setup now. I've just added some decoration and some fireflies. I've added some Tombow colours in the calendar and the numbers, and I'm just putting in some little space for notes and things at the bottom, and I'll also do the same at the top because I've got that weird awkward space at the top of the calendar. At this point, I honestly couldn't tell you what Tombows I used. I know that one of them, all the writing was rubbed off, so that's no help to you at all. I struggled to decide where to put this monthly overview sticker. I think where it is right now is probably the better spot, and I did not leave it there. So that's fun. I probably didn't even really need a monthly overview sticker, but I just felt like I needed to put some kind of header there, and that was just what I had on the stickers that I'd pulled out. It took me a while also to decide what to do with this space at the top, but I just thought I will probably find a use for that throughout the month. So quick and simple, that monthly calendar is done, and moving on to the weekly spreads. Starting off this spread the same as the last one and going in with a header sticker across the top. I'm really happy with the stickers that I've chosen. I really like all the colours of the design. It's freezing here in Australia at the moment, for us anyway, in the middle of winter, so it's just nice to have something that's a bit cosy and a bit warming to look at. I wouldn't usually, but because I've changed my setup and don't have the full August title page and calendar and all those things together, I have started using like an August or like a month sticker to highlight what month you're looking at when you're on the weeklies, just for that little bit of clarification. As part of my kind of quick setups, going back to basics a little bit, I have started just doing my weekly spreads on one single page. So right now I'm rolling up some boxes for the days of the week that are 6.5 centimeters across and 4 centimeters high. It gives me space for what I need, but then I also like a dashboard style, so the next spread that I do next to this one is a little bit of a more open setup and gives me a little bit more room for other things, because I don't really need that much room on my days, but I do like to have in the week like a to-do list and all those kinds of things too. Again, this is all stuff that I may not keep. I may go back to having a full-on monthly setup But at the moment, I just feel like this is a bit easier for me to just smash out and get done. I'm actually surprised that I managed to film this one and make a video of it. I think in the last few months I've been suffering from a bit of burnout, so having the energy and the time at the same time to do a task for me has been a really big struggle. So bullet journaling and content creating is something that I've just given myself some grace and let myself take it off my plate for a while. It's a little bit tricky because it is something that I'm really passionate about, but I just haven't had the energy to do it. So I'm really hoping that this kind of gets the ball rolling again and I get back into showing up and doing what I enjoy, and that is creating bullet journaling content or just using my bullet journal and sharing it for anyone who is interested. And don't get me wrong, I've still been using my bullet journal during this time. Like, it's always so helpful for me to write down what I need to do, what's coming up, my schedule, appointments for the family, all that kind of stuff. But it just hasn't been something that I've felt up to sharing or have been putting much effort into. So that first weekly spread is done now. I've used the little days of the week stickers off the freebie sheets. When you order with Planning with Kay, every order comes with a freebie sheet, and it usually has some little days of the week stickers like that match the current month's new release. But these ones looked really good. I've put in a little to-do list down the bottom there and a little bit of extra decoration. And now on this other side, I'm just going to rule up my more of a weekly kind of dashboard spread. I went in with lead pencil and measured out where I wanted the lines, and then as soon as I went in with pen, I totally ignored those and ruled a box bigger than I needed. So I'm just trying to rectify that situation by putting a little bit of a cap at the top, and I do the same at the bottom just so that I can take up a little bit of space and fix my mistakes a little bit. Given my current energy levels, when I make a mistake, I will fix it if I can, and 9 times out of 10, I just don't bother because I just don't give a shit. And half the time, by fixing a mistake, you actually make it worse, so I just avoid that. I'm going in with some sticker decoration in the center here, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to go to my tried and tested method of arranging stickers, and that is to find myself a sheet of sticker backing paper, and then I just arrange the stickers on the backing paper how I want them to look on the page, or just what's aesthetically pleasing for those stickers, and then I pull it off like one big sticker and stick it on my paper. I always find that is like the most easiest and straightforward way to get it how I want, and really, really simple. Anyone can do it. Can't forget to add some of these little fireflies. They're so cute. There are stars here, and I'm not really into the stars, so I do actually use some a little bit later on to fill up some space, but at the moment I'm just not really feeling it, so I'm just going to stick to the fireflies. Because I'm going straight in with my August weeklies, like the very next page after my July weeklies, I'm thinking that my memories that I would normally put in at the end of each month might just have to be done quarterly, or just as I feel like I should put them in. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, because usually I like them to be in the month that they happen, just so like memory wise you kind of get a better picture of when things occurred. But I'm just not the best at just opening the next page and starting what I want. I feel like things should be together, so it's going to be quite a challenge for me to work out if this is working for me, to let go of those ideals that I have that are fake, that don't need to be there, which are not the point of bullet journaling at all, and just see how that works out. I've coloured in the block at the top of this weekly spread and the bottom, trying to hide my mistake a little bit, and I'm just going in with these more of the freebie sheet weekly headers. Not that it even matters or is a huge deal, but just for something different, I thought I would stick these weekly headers outside of the boxes a little bit to the left, just to create a little bit more interest, I suppose, and maybe to save like the tiniest fraction of room within my weekly boxes. Now that I think about it, when I was originally planning this concept of doing my weeklies on a single page, which I have done before in the past, that was when I was planning also to do the Hobonichi style thing and have daily pages after the weeklies. And so I think that's why I kind of stuck with the weekly page on a single page, because I was planning to use try some daily pages. Daily pages have always appealed to me, but I've never really used them. Sometimes if I feel the need for it, I have just a spiral bound notebook that I'll make a list for the day, help myself stay focused, real scratchy kind of scribbly thing. And I think I would like to try and do that in my bullet journal, make it a little bit more purposeful, which is why obviously I went with these weekly pages on a single page. But now I realize I haven't actually tried to do a daily page. So really I just don't have a massive to-do list or anything in these pages because I had originally planned to do that somewhere else. So that's interesting. Maybe I should try and do a daily page or go back to doing my weekly spreads over a whole spread. I've got a space at the top here for just a weekly review and a habit tracker at the bottom. I could go through and use the habit tracker almost like dividing up each box into 2 days. So then that habit tracker would last me for the full fortnight, which might be cool. As a very final touch, I'm just going in with some of these little stars that I wasn't really interested in before. I just noticed there's a couple of holes that could use a little bit of extra decoration on the spread. Choosing the colours is very important, so taking my time with that. Of course, with planning with case stickers, it's very hard to go wrong because they're all so beautiful and cohesive together. And that is the end of my August setup. Been pretty minimal for me, only 3 pages. So the August calendar, the first 2 weeks of the month. Normally I would have a lot more pages than that. If you made it all the way to the end through all of my waffling, maybe leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my Etsy shop. Thanks for hanging out. It's really nice to be back, and hopefully I will be back again soon with another video of more bullet journaling content. Now, off to get that baby wipe. Bye.